I was about to do this whole thing. Greetings, greetings, peace and blessings, everyone. This is Black Dove. But I swear, no lie, y'all, I'm about to have to start doing some work with Cali Mon because I swear I was about to be like, like that all in the camera when I first hit record. And I haven't done that in a while. And that's usually a sign that whenever I do that, for me, it's a sign that I'm going to start seeing Callie Mon's face and I'm going to start seeing her more and more, which means that she needs me to do some work. I'm going to have to do some work. But that's what I'm not here to discuss right now. I'm not here to discuss that. I felt it coming on and instantly I knew that I'm going to be seeing her face because I do that. Whenever I do that, that's when she starts appearing to me and I have to start doing work. She'll have me start doing some things, or somebody's going to need something that I have to do with her, invoking her. But right now I'm here to discuss seeing bugs or animals that aren't there, right? That physically aren't there. I have gone over a course of the past few weeks seen a black cat. Like I have a black cat, but my black cat sleeps most of the day. So, and I don't just see this black cat when I'm home. I see it when I'm out too, right? So I have been seeing it. I really hadn't said anything to like my son, or my guy, or anyone, really talk to anyone about it. But I knew that it was either a spirit, um, or an ancestor, or some other being communicating with me, right? Or watching over me, protecting me. Because the thing about black cats is people automatically assume that they're a bad omen. But usually seeing a black cat that isn't there is a sign of someone, a being, an angel, an ancestor, someone protecting you, right? Protection. Um, but I also want to talk about it because this morning, my son, he wakes up and he was getting ready. I was sitting in bed. I was laying in bed, but I wasn't asleep. He was getting ready for school, because his senior year is winding down and this is senior week for him, and um, graduation is coming up and he's excited about um, starting a new path, the end of a path. And it's so crazy because he had told me a couple of days ago that he had been waking up at 5:55 in the morning every day for the past couple of weeks. And that's not really normal for him because I usually have to wake him up. I have an actual alarm set for him that doesn't really wake me up but lets me know that it's time for him to get up, because I'll be awake oftentimes and I'm just not watching the clock. You know what I'm saying? But it's goes off and it lets me know that's the time that he needs to get up to get ready for school, right? So, before I really get into this and start talking about it and explaining it, um, and just how seeing insects or animals or things that aren't there is a form of communication. Um, this is Black Dove. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. And if you haven't done so already, then hit the subscribe button. I can't even talk. Um, so that you'll become family. We'll become family, and we can communicate and share ideas, energetic exchanges. You can ask me about pretty much anything. Um, like this video, share it so others can find it, and hit the notification button so you're notified when I upload more content. Okay, now back to the seeing bugs or seeing animals that aren't there in the physical, right? It is a form of communication, either with your subconscious, your higher self, or spiritual entities, meaning ancestors, spirit guides, angels, or some form of other being, right? Communicating with you. So, back to what I was saying, for a few weeks now, I don't see as much. I haven't seen it as much this week, but it's only Tuesday, right? But for a few weeks now, I want to say not maybe even more than a month, I had been seeing a black cat that wasn't there on and off. I would see it at home and I would see it when I was out. Like if I went to the grocery store, I would see it following me in the grocery store. If I was doing laundry and at the laundromat, I would see it following me. If I was out doing something business wise, I would see it, right? And most people would probably be afraid because most people, like I said, take it as a bad omen. But me, I knew instantly it was somebody protecting me. And as a matter of fact, I even said one time, thank you. Thank you for watching over me. I see you, like that type of thing, right? Um, my son expressed to me this morning that he had been seeing a spider, and spiders mean transformation. I think they mean like transformation, new beginnings, things like that. That's exactly what they mean. Um, and it can even be a message from your subconscious, right? Communicating to you about your life, whether it's relationship or like life changes in progress, right? So he is at a stage where he's shifting from, he's transforming from a high school student, a young man in high school, and getting ready to go off to college, going out into the real world, working, balancing work with college, right, with the higher education, work with working towards his goals, athletically, with all these things, with making sure they're aligned with his purpose in life, his beliefs, his deep desires, right? And also making sure that the relationships he have, whether it's a romantic relationship with a woman or friendships with his friends or relationships with family members, cousins, and other relatives, that they are more aligned with his purpose, right? Um, and ultimately, seeing 555 like kind of means the same thing, because 555 is a sign of change, right? Transformation, personal growth. So it makes sense when he told me that, when he's told me this morning that he was seeing a spider. He kept seeing a spider that wasn't there. And then he had previously told me that he was waking up for the past few weeks every day at 555. And he's been doing a lot of meditating. He does his morning ritual, his offering. He lights his incense. He thinks, he shows his gratitude and appreciation to the universe, the creator, the universe, the angels, the spirits, the ancestors, and his higher self for protecting him, watching over him, guiding him, things like that. And he's consistent with it, because he went from not doing it, from me telling him that he needs to start doing these things on a consistent basis, on a constant and consistent basis. Because here's the thing, when you are a spirit, not just being a spiritual individual, but you are supposed to show gratitude to the universe, to the creator, whether you want to call it God or the universe, Mother Gaia, and the spirits, the ancestors, constantly, right? You're supposed to give them thanks in advance. Thanks for what they've done. Thanks for what they're currently doing. Thanks in advance. Just a constant, being in a constant energy of gratitude, appreciation, right? That's a real thing. And then he wasn't consistent with his ritual work because Spirit had came to me and told me, your son needs to do this and he should do it XYZ. And he wasn't consistent, right? And I can understand it. He's a young man. He was a young man when it was really just in high school, trying to find his space, going through puberty, trying to find his space in high school. And I've seen him evolve, literally evolve into the young man. I'm about to cry, y'all, because it's my baby. I've seen him fucking evolve into a person who has embraced his gifts because he has the gift of sight. He's heavenly protected. The day he came into this world, there were 3 angels in the room. He's never really been sick or injured throughout his life. He's had colds, you know. He was hospitalized once. He dislocated a finger playing football. He's never broken a bone. He's never been really sick and ill. But I've seen him grow and evolve to from where I was always telling him, you need to get on this, you need to be doing this, these are the things you need to be doing, you need to be doing. I do them every day. I know I take more time meditating. I know I spend more time doing my rituals, but you don't have to do them as long as me. And I say this in my videos, even when I'm explaining it to you. I spend hours meditating. I spend quite a bit of time in giving energy to my rituals and giving energy to clients and giving energy to people that I intercede on their behalf. You don't have to do it when you're starting off, because let's just be real. Most people's attention span is but this much, right? And then it'll get, as you becomes more of a habit, it extends, right? 5-10 minutes a day. I'm going to share with you guys my actual morning ritual that my son does, and I do. I think my son modifies him for himself, but it consists of our altar, because I have my own altars. I have multiple altars. He has one altar. We usually let the spirits guide us on incense that they want us to burn for that morning, that day. Morning offering, meditation and ritual, because sometimes we'll go to light an incense and then they're not having it. Like, there's no breeze and the flame gets blown out, the match goes out, and different things like that. Or energetically, we decide based on energy that we're receiving from the aroma and or the energy that it creates within us, and the emotions that it creates. So I'm going to give you the consistent aromas, incense that I use during the morning ritual. Not that I don't use them in other rituals, but these are what I keep around for our morning ritual. Palo Santo incense, frankincense, jasmine, honeysuckle, gardenia. Okay, how many did I give you? Palo Santo, frankincense, jasmine, gardenia, honeysuckle, sandalwood. And there's one more. There's two more, actually. There's this incense that's called Indian Temple. It is divine. Google it, look it up. I have not come across any of my spiritual team that has not liked it. Matter of fact, I have not come across other people's spiritual guys that haven't liked it. And then there's one more. And I promise you, when I remember it, I will tell you in another video. But there is one more. There there's one more. So I keep a mixture of those on rotation for our morning ritual. My son usually comes in and decides. He comes in, I'm usually still in the bed. When he comes in, I'm awake, but I'm still in the bed. He comes in, grabs the incense, grabs a bell, my bell off my altar, one of my bells off my altar, because he doesn't have a bell. I have to get him a bell. And then he takes it, goes back to his room, and does his thing. And he's been doing it for a few months now, where he went consistently. He never misses a beat. Where he went from doing it consistently to from not doing it at all, not even being a thought, to doing it consistently, right? So it's not crazy. It's so wonderful to see that as you're making, because he's going through a transformation, he's making changes, right? He's making changes spiritually, he's making changes, he's got transformation going on, growth, and then in his life he has transformation and growth, right? He's maturing into a younger man, going from high school to college, making more decisions that are aligned with his goals, his purpose, his desires, right? Deepest desires. And then spiritually, he's aligning himself with that. Like his spiritual practices and his thoughts are aligning to with his purpose, right? And he's listening to the ancestors more. He's listening to his spirit guides more. He's listening to his higher self more. He's listening to his guardian angels more, right? He's communing with the universe more. He's connecting himself, creating a deeper connection with the universes, which is why he was seeing spiders and why he was waking up at 555. So this is literally the universe, the spirits communicating and letting him know. So he said to me, he was like, you know what, Mom, you were right. Like, I blow things out of my mind. Like when I'm going through something, I the one who mentally makes it bigger than what it really is. I'm the one giving it power. I know I'm going to be okay, because it's not a coincidence that I've made so many changes. I'm growing spiritually, connecting with my higher self, with the spirits, the ancestors, universe, becoming more aligned with my purpose and my deepest desires. And I'm seeing these signs. You're telling me, you're helping me. I'm writing them more down, becoming more aware of the signs that I'm seeing, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and shifting my thoughts and my behavior from that negative to that positive, which is transforming me spiritually and manifesting into things that I desire and I don't want to do. So I'm always talking to people and telling people that thoughts are energy, feelings are energy, and these are all things that help you create and manifest. And a lot of times we as human beings, we are overthinking something. We're drawing something out of proportion. But at the same time, we're also not doing the things that we have to do, the things that our higher self, the universe, our spirit guides, our ancestors are calling us to do, right? You have to align your thoughts, your emotions, and your practices all together for things to start materializing and working in your favor, going in your favor. I don't know, somebody is probably going to say, well, that's not necessarily true, because good things happen to bad people. Yes, but for how long? And who's it coming from? Doesn't mean that their spiritual team is giving it to them. And yes, the sun shines on everybody. And it rains on everybody, right? But karma's also a thing. And I know karma's a thing because I've seen people who have thought that they can go in this direction and karma wasn't going to come back to chew them up. I've seen it. I'm seeing it. I am dealing with clients now, people now that are being so affected by karma. Huh? Son, are you there? No? Somebody just opened my bedroom door. I see it. I have people who call me and talk about karma, what's going on, and I'm like, that's karma. That's the universe. That's your energy that you've put out into the world coming back to you. Energy doesn't disappear. It just goes from one place to another place until eventually it finds its way back to you. Real talk. Eventually till it finds its way back to you. What do you think's gonna happen when you treat people like shit and you've done shitty things to people and you made bad choices? And no, I'm not judging, because we all make them, right? We all make them. But the reality is some of us do things and we think that while we're up and we're up and we're up and we're up, we're never gonna come down. We're never, right? Oh, it's going good for me. I'm living this. I know. I have people who call me and I'm on the phone with them for hours, giving them spiritual guidance, spiritual understanding, providing them things, helping them clear up energy and up space, and giving them tools to heal past life traumas and childhood traumas. And I know some of it's karma. And I know it's probably hard for you on the receiving end to believe what I'm telling you, as align your beliefs in your purpose, and your spiritual practices and your rituals, your spell work, your magic work, because everything's magic. Everything you can't see affects everything you see. It's real fucking talk. Christ energy, the man that they call Christ, he was a magician. He was working magic. The Bible is based off of prophecies written by women, black women, who practiced magic, who taught magic, who taught in schools that were called, they were more like metaphysical schools, mystical schools of mystics, astronomy, astrology, divination, magic, meditation, all forms of what modern religion will tell you is demonic. But modern religions, Judeo-Christian, Catholic, even Muslim, even other cultures, like some of the beliefs from other cultures, not some of the beliefs from other cultures, are actually based off of contributions, spiritually given, spiritually made, from black women. There were 7 of them. 7 of them. They were known as the Pleiades, Sibyls, aka Black Doves of Africa. They were the daughters of the god Atlas, who is depicted as the man who holds up the earth. And I know Greek mythology would tell you that he's white, but he was actually melanated. He was a black man. He had 3 wives. With one of his wives, he had 7 daughters. They were known as the Pleiades. I believe they even have a star system named after them. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I am, but I believe it's a star system called the Pleiades. I'm just saying. So while you're walking around here thinking that a white man died for your sins, and everything I'm telling you spiritually, worshiping the ancestors, honoring the ancestors, connecting with your spirit guides, communing with spirits, communing with angels and other beings and other deities. Like I said, I'm no Indian. I'm not Indian. I'm not from the continent of India, where they have many different deities depending on what part, north, south, west, whatever. I don't speak Hindi, but I've done work with Kali Ma. She's come to me. I've seen her physically while I'm awake and in visions. I've seen her. I've told you, I have pictures, yo. I have pictures, and I never did this. Was not a thing for me because I always thought it was tacky. I literally, at the beginning of this video, was going to go, ah, like that. And I did that for a while. My son can attest to it. I have sisters who can attest to it. We took pictures, and I would be in the pictures, ah, like that. And that's a signature, that's a depiction of Kali Ma. They depict her black because she's a melanated, dark-skinned deity. Black. Sometimes you see her as blue, but that's what that means. When you see her painted as blue, it means she's black. Dark skin, red lipstick on, red tongue hanging out her mouth, and she's standing on top of all these heads. And it's not because she's evil, but she slays evil. She's an evil slayer. She's a demon slayer. She's a demon slayer. That's what she is. So the world you can't see around you, the universe, your higher self, your subconscious, which is a connection, a bridge between the universe, your higher self, the spirits, the ancestors, the angels, is communicating with you. Letting you know you're on the right path. Letting you know you're heading in the right direction. Letting you know that your purpose, your thoughts, your behavior, your actions are becoming more aligned with your purpose and where they want you to be, where you need to be, where you're supposed to be. That's all that is. And if you don't understand things, yeah, you come to a high priestess. You go to Hugin, which is a priest. You go to Obi-Wan. You go to someone that provides spiritual insight. You know, some people use tarot readers. I've done tarot reading. There's other psychics, conduits, divination. I've done several forms of divination. I use a glass of water for divination, connecting. Some people read tea leaves. Just every person who works magic is not working magic with ill intent, right? Every person who works magic is not doing harm to someone. Yes, there are people out there that do that, but not everybody is. So I encourage you to keep a journal, a log of your thoughts and emotions and the signs that you are seeing at the time. And if you don't know the meaning of something, look it up. Buy books, Google it, research it, and then pay attention. Just constantly pay attention. And then transform your thoughts, transform the way you're feeling, meditate, do rituals. If there's a ritual that you want to know and how to go about doing it and how you would start, even begin to do it so that you can have a foundation and then adapt it to you and how it resonates with you, let me know. Leave a comment. My email is attached to my YouTube page. You can email me and ask me there. I will either make a video to share with everyone, or I will kindly respond to you, explaining to you what you need, what everything means, and how to go about doing it, what I do, and other ways for you to do it, and how to tailor it to you. And then as you grow, you transform it, right, to suit you. Because you'll get people out here, this is how you do it, blah, blah, blah. There's no set. There's no set. Change is the only thing that is constant in this world. So as you are changing and evolving spiritually, right, and growing spiritually, then your practices will change and evolve along with you. The way you do things will change and evolve along with you. It's period, point blank. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. Some things don't have to be exaggerated. Some things are simple, can be just simply done. Like I said, I don't do a ritual for everything. When I want something, or when I need to clear up space for someone, sometimes I just speak it because I'm so consistent with my faith and my spiritual practices that I could sit in my car, be on the way to the store, be on the way to work, be on the way to do laundry, and I will open up my mouth. I have people call me up and say, girl, a spirit, something came to me and told me that you sent this my way. Because sometimes spirits, things come to me and say a person needs X, Y, Z, and then I'll say, and I'll give it my energy, I'll put time and energy into it, sometimes with a ritual, sometimes without a ritual, right? And then it comes through for them. And they'll be like, yo, I knew it came from you. I knew you're the one who sent it my way. So all I'm saying is, if you're seeing things that aren't there, they're not always a hallucination. Now, if you're strung out on something, hallucinated drug or something, there's a possibility that it's a hallucination. I'm not judging you though. I'm just saying, if you're going about your day and you say to yourself, did I just see? And then you look and it's not there physically, it's a form of communication. And then pay attention to the other signs that are coming along with it. Because like I said, my son had been waking up at 555, and then he expressed that he kept seeing a spider, and they mean similar things. And he's made these changes in his life where he's growing, transforming and changing spiritually, and his thoughts and his behaviors and actions have changed along with it, right? So it's the universe, it's your higher self communicating with you, letting you know you're on the right path. We see you, we know you're doing the work, we're letting you know we're aware of it, and you're on the right path. Just keep going. So I mean, your biggest cheerleaders will be your spiritual team. Sometimes it don't even be your best friends that you think it be, or family members that are living. It be your whole spiritual team that's in another realm that you can't see with your physical eye. And they be on that other side, like cheering, wanting the best for you. While your people that smile in your face be ready to spit on you if they could. Real talk. But you have to find a perfect balance of not just being the human part of you, but also recognizing the invisible force that you can't see with your physical eyes, that is behind you, propelling you and cheering for you, trying to guide you into the right direction, the path that you're supposed to be on. And some of that is creating a ritual of gratitude, appreciation that you do consistently every day. I don't change my coffee out every day. I put coffee on my altar for the ancestors. I change it every couple of days. And really when it gets down to be like really low, I've suggested it to my younger sister. She does hers every day because of different circumstances. But she's even noticed that she was consistent, and her spirit teams, her spirit guides, they were there every single day. To the point where now she don't have to do no ritual. She could just ask them. She'll ask them of something and they will tell her and give her an answer. You have to make the step towards them. You understand? Because they're going to come towards you. If you go towards them, they're definitely going to come towards you. They're not going to ignore you. People go, oh, everything's on God's time. No, things are not happening because you're the one blocking it. You are. God's not like, oh, I'm just going to wait here. I want my time. God, time is irrelevant to the Creator. to the universe, to your spirits, to your spirit guides, your ancestors. Time is an illusion. We're the only ones who are bound to time. And we're the ones that are blocking the very thing we're asking for. We want and need, because we're not the ones reaching out and asking. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. There's nothing you can't ask them. You need to know, you want answers to something? You want to know which path you need to be going, which direction you need to be going? Ask. You want guidance and understanding? Ask. Connect. Meditate, which is nothing but prayer. What's up? Who? Okay. Give me 1 second. Just let me finish this. Lost my train of thought. Let me get it back. Find rituals. Start off with clearing up, dealing with maybe childhood trauma, meditation, balancing and aligning your chakras, chakra energies. Give me 1 second, son. Healing and aligning chakras that in spaces, the energetic spaces that are, you can feel out of balance. Most of the time you have maybe some ailment, some signs of an ailment, an illness that are associated with it. Let go of things that you don't need to be holding on to. Change your thought, because your thoughts create negative emotions. Yeah, in your mind, your crown chakra, you're making, in your subconscious, you're making, in your mind, you're making all these negative things, and they generate in your heart chakra, and then get stored in your lower chakras. And I've said this before. Practice small rituals. Do an ancestral ritual. Maybe I'll explain my ancestral ritual that I do. That'll be my next video, one of my next videos. I'll explain and it doesn't have to be elaborate. Like some people are just like, they do these elaborate things. They don't have to be elaborate. But as you grow and evolve, so will your practices grow and evolve, right? That's the reality of it. Yeah. So until next time, Godspeed to you. Be good to yourself and each other. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.